A selfless decision to share the gift of life, inspiring others on this Thanksgiving Eve. Every 14 minutes, someone is added to the kidney transplant list, according to the National Kidney Foundation. Tonight, 7 Action News reporter Sarah Grimmer tells us how one woman's mission to help a family member also saved a total stranger.
As of November 1st, nearly 2,000 people in the state of Michigan are in need of a kidney transplant. But this fall, behind these doors, that number became a little bit lower. Were you scared?
Of course I was scared. Yeah, I remember being on the operating room table crying because I was nervous.
Sitting inside the Transplant Institute at Henry Ford Hospital, Detroit, Lindsay Dryden tells me about her brother-in-law, Dell, a school teacher and father of 2 in Hamtramck, who, up until recently, was having to take naps just to get through the day.
He was in a car accident when he was younger, and he lost his spleen and one of his kidneys. And then the kidney that he did have left was failing him.
Dell, like tens of thousands of people in the United States right now, needed a kidney transplant.
So as soon as he said that, I said, well, what do I need to do? What do I fill out? Is there something, where do I go to find out about it?
Is the need for organ donations a crisis?
I would call it a crisis because if you just talk about kidney disease, about 10 to 20% of people waiting for a kidney transplant die every year.
Medical director of the kidney transplant program at Henry Ford, Dr. Rohini Prasher, tells me that as of early November, there are about 100,000 people in the country waiting for a kidney transplant. Lindsay turned out to be a blood type O positive, making her a universal donor who can give to any other blood type. Because of this, Dr. Prasher approached her about going into a kidney pair donation pool where her kidney would go to a complete stranger who couldn't find a match, and Dell would still get a kidney, but from someone else in the pool.
And I said, sure.
Because of her kindness, not only did her brother-in-law get a kidney transplant, she helped many other people.
Dr. Prasher says a living organ donation like Lindsay's to a complete stranger is rare, but so needed. Because today, Dell is doing better than he has in a long time.
Almost immediately, his energy came back. It was amazing to see that transformation.
And someone out there who Lindsay has never even met is too.
If you're willing to maybe take a risk, there's so many good things that can happen for other people when we think about others instead of just focusing on ourselves.
And in a few months, Lindsay will have the opportunity to meet the person that she gave her kidney to, if they're interested as well. She said that she would love to meet them. Reporting in Detroit, Sarah Grimmer, 7 Action News.
Sarah, thank you. And to learn more about organ donation in Michigan and for answers to some of the most frequently asked questions, go to WXYZ.com and look for Sarah's story.